Hello, Fast Brick Studios here, and welcome back, guys, to week 13 of building up the LEGO Simpsons Springfield. Let's jump right into it. Welcome back, everyone, to week 13 of building this massive LEGO Simpsons Springfield. But again, guys, before we dive in any further into week 13, I quickly want to remind you guys, if you have not already supported the LEGO Simpsons Krusty Burger on LEGO Ideas, guys, just go ahead and support that project. We are nearing the 10K mark, and if the Krusty Burger hits 10K, LEGO will take it into consideration to becoming an official LEGO set. And if it does, the possibilities and the numbers of very iconic locations that the theme could expand to are genuinely endless. But with all of that being out of the way, let's get back to building the LEGO Simpsons Springfield for week number 13 right now. Alright, guys, and jumping right into week 13 of building the LEGO Simpsons Springfield, what I have in mind for this week's episode is going back to building the LEGO Simpsons House and a bit of Evergreen Terrace as well. And so with that being said, the progress that I'm hoping to get to the LEGO Simpsons House within this week's episode is to build up and entirely finish off, flushing out all of these roof panels, completing all of this empty space right along here, and getting all of this built up. And by then, the exterior of the Simpsons house will be all complete. Aside from that, we'll be going over into the interior and flushing out a bit more of the second floor interior as well. Probably even a little bit of the first floor, but taking a closer look at it, getting a lot more progress done within the bathroom. Finish off Maggie's room, not too much to do in here, but finish it off with the slightest little touches. But then aside from that, just other very minor little things going over into the Simpsons house in terms of the interior and getting the patio all back here built up. And once we do so and get all of that first floor kind of exterior things complete, we will then be able to attach the Simpsons house onto the base plate of Evergreen Terrace, because at the moment it's kind of just floating there. As you guys can see, it's literally just kind of floating above there, not so much studded in a place. But besides that there, if anyone is wondering about the bricklink order and how I said I needed that to build all of this here up, hopefully it's coming in tomorrow or after tomorrow. Fingers crossed it does, but anyway, I've actually gotten started upon getting the parts. You guys can see I've gotten the very first bricklink order actually in, and with this one being in, I could get a start upon getting all of the things that I've just mentioned built up. So with all of that being said, let's move on to those updates and begin using up all of these parts right here. Let's get building. Alright, guys, and jumping into the very first update of the week here, I haven't actually gotten too much progress upon building up the Simpsons house just yet, simply again because I was waiting for my bricklink order to come in, which ended up taking much longer than 2 days because it got delayed. But anyhow, looking back over at that progress, it's literally just adding in a couple of plates going along here using that previous bricklink order and getting the patio just started off and getting it built. But then aside from that, that is really all of the progress that we've gotten done to the Simpsons house. We have gotten the bricklink order in, and just giving you guys a little glimpse over what we have gotten. You guys can see it's just plates, bricks, tiles. We just look in here, we got bricks and cheese slopes, really everything that we possibly are going to need to hopefully finish off the Simpsons house. You guys can see we've got some roof plates in here, wooden planks, and all of that. Soon gonna be utilizing all of this to build up the Simpsons house and hopefully finish it all off. I will be using the bricklink order and building up the Simpsons house mainly in the form of a live stream. So with all of that being considered, let's move on to that live stream and continue building up the Lego Simpsons house once again. Alright guys, and jumping into the next update of the week here, after the live stream and after a bit more building, this is the progress that we have going on. And now since I kind of literally jumped around building everything at once, whatever I saw in the bricklink order, and just attaching a lot of little things, except the interior, that is, still need to get onto doing that. But anyhow, starting off with the progress and what we have gotten done, you guys can see in terms of Homer's car, gotten a bit more of it built up, getting a bit more of the overall front hood design complete, and adding in these windshield pieces over on the front and the back. But besides that there, I've gotten a start upon building up some of the smaller things that will be going over into the interior of the Simpsons house complete. And so, with those things being, I've started upon building up some of the boxes that will be going over into the attic of the Simpsons house. Built up some 2x3 pillars, which will be going over into the kitchen. You guys will be seeing how those will be incorporated very soon. And I've gotten the 5 chairs that will be going over into the dining room, all built up. And now with those smaller touches being out of the way, looking over at the progress that we have made over to the exterior of the Simpsons house, first of which being the chimney now being in place. I've gotten the entire back panel of the Simpsons house all complete, and now in doing so, now since we have the back panel complete and all of the front panels complete, the entire roof to the Simpsons house is now complete. I have as well installed this beam in a place, and that is basically done so the roof panels themselves, currently I've done it only to the smaller one, but for the roof panels themselves to be having a little bit more something to lean on when they are put in a place. I'll be soon enough doing the very same thing over to the much larger panel. I have as well built up the brick fence a little bit higher, and this height right here is probably what it will end up being. I've nearly finished building up the patio, and looking over at the general back of the Simpsons house, you guys can see it's looking quite amazing. I have ever so slightly focused upon building up the interior within this update, and with a couple more things that I really want to touch on in terms of building the second floor interior and a lot more of the first floor interior, and then get over onto building the attic. Still got a lot of things planned for this week's episode. And so with that being said, let's move on to that very next update and continue building up the Lego Simpsons house once again. Alright guys, and jumping into the very next update of the week here, I've gotten a lot more progress upon the interior of the Simpsons house. I've as well finished off building up the patio towards the exterior, gotten those last couple of parts in place. Now the patio is all complete, but aside from that, nothing else really done to the overall exterior. But looking over into the interior, starting off with the attic and then working our way down to the first floor, I've added in a couple more boxes up into the attic, as well as adding in another small reference to Hugo up here with the fish buckets now in place, a couple more boxes around here, and a treasure chest, and as well the pile of water heaters that soon enough will be forming right here. Now moving over into the second floor of the Simpsons house, and what progress I've made in here, mainly focusing upon building up the bathroom. But wait, first off, looks like all of the Simpsons are lined up, ready to go to the bathroom, despite the fact that there is another bathroom right here, and then even sometimes, occasionally, another one downstairs. Huh.
Stop! I'm late for the bathroom. What gives?
I don't know, but whoever's in there is taking their sweet old time.
Son, can I have cuts?
No.
Back cuts?
Okay.
Sweet.
Hey! Wait a minute. If we're all out here, who's in there?
But anyhow, looking over at the progress that we made, you guys can see I've gotten the bathtub now in place. I think it turned out quite nice in the end result, utilizing the 2x2 modified Lego plates, or tiles, I guess. It's kind of a mixture of both, but in the end, using these to like switch the direction of studs, basically snot technique, studs not on top, and I think the end result, again, turned out really nice. But besides that because there really isn't too much to be filling up into the second floor rooms, as they're basically complete, maybe another couple of details here and there really hasn't been anything too much or too spectacular added into any other room. And now looking over into the first floor interior, gotten a couple more smaller little additions being added in here. First of which is I've added in another very small piece of furniture into the build. It's kind of small, but hey, it's detail at the end of the day. But as other progress goes, is I've gotten the chairs now placed over into the dining room. Finally got those in place, and as goes for other progress, it's literally just very minor little things sprinkled around the first floor as well. Very similar thing that we had going on as with the second floor. But that right there, guys, is all of the progress that we were able to make within this week's episode. And if I were to say the least, guys, the Simpsons house is really coming together now, with the interior nearly all complete and with the exterior entirely complete. I absolutely cannot wait to finish building the Simpsons house within next week's episode and then move on to building Moe's Tavern. But with all of that being considered, let's move out into the outro and finish off week number 13. And there we are, guys, at the end of week number 13 to be building up the Lego Simpsons Springfield. This week, once again, focusing upon the construction to the Simpsons house, jumping all over the place, building up the roof, building up the interior, building up the patio, and all of that, and getting a lot more of the Simpsons house complete. And then next week, I am hoping to entirely finish off building the Simpsons house, which is quite exciting. Get a lot more things, a lot more smaller things added into the house, get more of the attic built up, more of the little Easter eggs and such added into there, and get the Simpsons house itself studded onto the base plates. And after all of that will be done, the Simpsons house, for the most part, will be considered complete. I may still add in a couple more details as the series progresses, but we'll see and what else we can do to the Simpsons house. But with all of that being in mind, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and comment down below in the comment section of what are your guys' thoughts on the nearly complete Lego Simpsons house. And so with all of that being considered, keep on building, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.